To understand the biggest fumble of the century, I need you to do something first. I need you to believe in the impossible. Situationships. Now, for some of you, this could either be one of the best times in your life or maybe the worst. Oh, let me tell you something. See, for me, my situationship lasted like about a solid year and a half. Now, for most people, that is just absurd. You know, 3 months is about like reasonable. And yeah, in the end, I nearly got both of us expelled. Now, this story is about Carly. Now, she was the girl that I was talking about in the last half of last video. So I'll start from the very beginning on how we met. So I met her through one of my friends, Rico. And Rico, if you're watching this, fuck you. You did this shit to me. This was your fault. One day we were just talking and he's like, bro, I just met this new girl. I'm like, oh, word? And he's like, yeah, she's like really cool. She's like actually like a bro. And so then he slides me her Instagram and I'm like, alright. Cause she was like one of those girls, like this was like during the COVID time and she would like not show her face at all. So skipping the filler, let's skip about like a month ahead. Now one day I'm sitting here talking to Rico and so I'm talking to him and she just walks up and just interrupts me while I'm talking to Rico. Now I hate people that are interrupting me when I'm talking to someone because he just straight up, I don't even know what he did. He just did an NPC turn away and I lost my boy for like 5 minutes. And so he would talk about me to her every now and then, be like, yeah, he's like my best boy. He's my bro. So one day apparently they were having some debate about DC and Marvel. She was a nerd, bro. But like not the good nerd. I mean, maybe she was more like, she was one of those like alt girls, like I guess you could say. Because she was low-key like a whore, man. Like, I wish I could make this shit up. And so then she's messaging me like, Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man. And I'm like, bro, what you on about? After I was like, yeah, apparently Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man. And then he started geeking out. Me and her were just talking for like hours, man. It was kind of cool. And so after like 2 hours, you know, getting to know her, let's skip forward some more. Wait, yeah, and don't forget, I looked like this around this time period. And see, what I'm not showing you, like on the left of that picture, I was actually sitting next to her. So, once again, I'm pretty sure you've seen before. So, you know, after talking to her a little bit more throughout like the weeks or so, we never actually interacted in person. And so then she literally messages me the night before saying, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna come see you at lunch. So guess what I do whenever we get to lunch? I'm sitting there with my friends and she just walks up. And then she walks up and I turn around and I go like, what's up? And then she just like walked away or whatever, which honestly that'd be a pretty natural response for who I was at the time. And so then, you know, I'm sitting there and she walks away and then Jamal's like, dang, I see you, bro, get you some. And I'm like, chill out, I don't even like her like that. Bro, what I'm telling you guys, this shit that I'm telling you is about to go from 0 to 100 real fast. And by the end, I really couldn't even tell who was the real villain. I didn't know if I was a real villain or she was the real villain. But if we're being honest, like I didn't do anything wrong. She was a geeker, bro. Like, I was just chilling, bro. So let's just skip to the next semester. So we've been talking for like 3 months at this point. So we're kind of familiar with each other, which is like really good. Because like randomly out of the blue, one day she just texted me saying, hey, would you with me? I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess. Because I was hoping she meant it in the way I was guessing she meant it. And so I'd be in the lunch line chilling with my boy Jamal, like, and then she would just come up and start talking to me at random. And bro, she knew what she was doing because she would get like super close to me and she would just start like rubbing her zazas on my arm. And you know, I was trying to act all cool, but internally I was my pants, bro. Like think about like that diarrhea after you eat Taco Bell, like that wet ass shit, not like the normal like firm shit. That's what I was my pants with. It was pretty much liquid, man. So one night we were on FaceTime. Okay, it wasn't like actually FaceTime. It was Instagram calls because my ass like had an Android. So, you know, I had to make some work. I will never understand you Android haters. Like, God forbid I give you a green bubble whenever I'm messaging you on my $1,000 phone. Like, man. So, you know, we were calling for like 3 to 4 hours like a night. And, you know, those calls go like really, really hard whenever you're actually like fucking with them, man. Like, bro, she was just the best. Like, we could talk for hours about anything and all right, anyway, so one specific call we had one night, and I guess it was her way of like testing me or something, because she would just at random just start talking about how attractive this guy was, or, you know, she was talking to some new guy at school and something like that. And then, you know, my reaction, I'd just be like, yeah, that's cool, man. She was like, why are you reacting like that? And then I proceeded to bring up like, yeah, no, why do you keep talking about these guys? And then she would respond with something like, why are you acting like that? You act like you like me or something. And then in that instant, it just went dead silent. And then she said, like, in a kind of flirty way, she was like, well, do you? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I do. You know, real bro. You know, we did that bro. I'm telling you, bro, we was about to be all like. And so like 20 seconds later, I got like one of the best responses from her that like I low-key wasn't expecting. She was like, you know, I with you heavy. Like, I'm into you a lot. And I'm like, a word? I mean, I knew that was gonna be the response. I mean, bro, like, look at me, bro, like. So the conversation just drifted. I was like, you know, where do we take stuff from here? And you know, this might be a big ass red flag looking back at it, but she was saying all that only just to give me some bullshit like, yeah, I mean, I like you too, but my mom said I couldn't date until I was 18. I'm like, bitch. But this was actually even more hilarious because she even told me like prior that she had a boyfriend all 3 years of middle school, and apparently he looked like this. Now I have no fucking clue who this guy is. It was a random picture I found on the internet. So yeah, I was low-key perplexed with the events that just unfolded. So I called up my boy Jamal. I was like, hey bro, it's over now, bro. I'm about to get the craziest play. So next night we're talking again, and you know, it's like business as usual. But it's kind of different now because obviously we'd already stated that we kind of like fuck with each other heavy. So, you know, a little bit of pillow talk here and there, you know. One time we were in a call and she was like telling me like, I'm not wearing any pants right now. For some reason, my ass was like, hey yo, what color are your panties? And she told me, bro, it was either good or bad. It's like, it's your interpretation. So I already spoke about this a little bit in the last video, and this is what happened at homecoming. So go back and watch that video because spoilers ahead. So after that, yeah, I was mad as shit. What do you expect? She pretty much fucked another guy. I mean, sure, it was kissing, but that's pretty much fucking another guy, let's be real. And after that evil ass stunt on her part, literally that following Monday or Tuesday, she came to talk to me. And then I was sitting there like, why did you do it? And she was like, I really didn't want to, like, he forced me to. Bitch, you literally sat here and told me, now you playing victim. You sat here was like, yeah, he was trying to slip tongue and he was grabbing me and shit. Like, bro. And so I guess to some degree, she was trying to make it up to me a little bit because literally later that night, she messaged me to come see her at her club event. And this was located in the auditorium. So they would literally just have like everyone in the club come sit in there. And so then I get in there and then I sit down and then like 5 minutes later, she walks in and then we're talking and stuff. So this lasted like about 30 minutes, but what she did next was kind of insane. So this watch I have on right here, for some reason, people just love to play with it. So she was sitting on my left side and she just grabbed my watch and started tinkering with it and shit. And then she took my hand and placed it on her thigh. Now this was crazy to me, bro, because what happened after, she was checking my goddamn blood pressure or my heart rate on the watch and she was like, why is your heart rate increasing? I was like, I don't know, that's crazy, man. But so then my hand was just on her thigh, so I just kind of moved it in a little bit. She said nothing and I was like, it's about to go down. And so then we had to get up and leave. And so then she took my watch and typed in something. And then she typed in her number. She said, yeah, I'll see you around. And I'm like, oh, because we'd only been talking on Instagram. So giving me the number, getting the number is always a great sign that you're in. It's a great sign. Or so you might think, but that's a story later on. But low-key, we'd be on the phone, but the craziest part of all is that guy from homecoming night, she would talk about often. Now, I don't know if you guys are like privy to like social cues, but if a girl constantly is bringing up a guy so much that she dislikes, they fucking, I'm sorry, like. But one night we were in a call and apparently he said something racist to her that got her mad and she was super anti-racist. But the funniest part of all is that aged so poorly and it was probably the most ironic. We'll get to that later. Oh, so apparently she found out that this guy like was saying the N-word. Keep in mind, white boy. He was saying the N-word. He gave some YouTuber ass apology because he sent a whole ass video to her and she showed me the video and he was saying something like, yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, that's not who I really am. Like, I didn't really say it in the hard R, like in the racist way. I said it like as in like, what is up, my homie? But my friends also say it, so it's not really that bad, but I would never say it in a derogatory. That's some YouTuber ass bro. He was not helping his case at all. And so then we're in a call and she just keeps talking about like, oh my God, he keeps pissing me off. And I'm just like, block him. It's really that easy to just block someone who pisses you off so much. And then guess what she said? She said the most evil shit. She was like, leave him alone. You're just mad that I'm talking to other guys. Nigga, what? Bro, there is no way. I thought we was cooling, bro. And so my ass, I wasn't taking that shit. So I just went quiet and left the call because you're tripping at that point. And that's actually some fatherless ass behavior, bro. Because hilariously enough, her dad actually left her and her entire family alone. But honestly, he a G for that one, bro. Because dad ass, if I was him, yeah, I really wouldn't want to put up with that shit either, bro. You made the right call. I should chill with him at some point. So 5 minutes later, she messages me multiple times talking about why did you leave? Did I do or say something? What's wrong? Come back. Go fuck yourself. Honestly, you deserve to be in the deepest parts of hell that not even Jeffrey Dahmer himself can even access. Bro, I hate that bitch, bro. And after a couple days, I just say something like, yeah, my app was bugging. That's why I just left the call. And man, the entire weekend too, even though you can still see my active status, but yeah, man, that app was tripping, man. And so after that, you know, I guess we were on good terms because you can't really like leave someone on read or seen or delivered in person. So you kind of have to put up with their shit. But no, don't get me wrong. I was still kind of pressed about how much she would talk about this guy, but would just not block him or anything. And so I'd be getting lunch with my friends, and then she would just walk up trying to just bug me, and she would just start talking to them. But then she would turn around and just like start like hitting me and like tapping me, and she would try to get like really close up in my face and shit. Like, so when I asked her later on why she did that to begin with, she was saying something like, oh, it was to get your attention. Hey, you want to know what's f***ed up about this? Because what I didn't actually add in the last video was that was also a dumbass excuse she gave me for why she was with that guy and why she made out with him and shit. She was trying to get my attention. So yeah, some days later we get back in another call, and you know, I'm thinking everything's good again because, you know, we hash things out. But once again, Murphy's Law, and I was proven to be God's fool once more. So then she just started tweaking for whatever reason. She kept saying like I was talking shit about her, and I was like, no, I was never. And she was confronting Rico about him talking shit about her, which was even crazier because for whatever reason, bro, this dude would call her some of the most absurd, disgusting, like, and she still adored him. And so then he said that I called her something, which I did before I knew her, and then she just got mad and left the call and just didn't speak to me. And then guess what? And then she blocked me. But what's crazy is, you know how I said she was thirsty? Literally, for whatever reason, after she blocked me for talking 5 days later, I'm heading home, and then she reaches out to me on a separate account she had. And then she calls me and stuff like that. And then she was like, oh my God, please don't be mad at Rico. Like, I don't want to be the reason you guys stop being friends. Because I ignored Rico for like a week. I was furious with him, bro. To the point where some of my other friends had to pull him aside, be like, hey, bro, we need to talk. Like some Avengers Initiative ass. And then, I mean, we hash things out. We cool now. So he probably watching this video. Again, f you for putting me on. And so then later that day, she called me and she was just ranting about like, oh my God, like I was just like really distraught about it. And after I blocked you, like I started crying because like I know I would have missed you so much and I just care so much about you. And I was like, you know, you have a weird way of expressing affection to someone. Like imagine I just go up to this girl, start fucking beating her and shit. And I'm just like, oh, I'm only doing that because I like you. How ass backwards is that, bro? So later on in this call, we were just talking, but the weirdest dynamic formed. Because she was talking about how, like, I wanted to kiss you instead of that other guy the other night. I'm like, what? And I was just hornswoggled by this information. She just kept edging me, bro. And so I was like telling her, like, I mean, hey, I mean, we still could. And once again, her edging me, she proceeds to say, oh, well, yeah, I probably shouldn't do it because my mom said no dating until 18. And if I did, I'd probably end up wanting to make out and stuff like that. So out of respect for my mom, like... So after all that, she was just like, yeah, we should just stay friends until like we hash this all out. What? Whenever I say the what, you should like zoom in. Oh, what? But yeah, like during this weird friends period, one night I was just taking care of some homework and she just randomly called me. Now I didn't know what she was calling me about, but it was a video call. And she just was so f***ing all up in the camera. She was like, how do I look in this dress and stuff like this? And bro, it was a f***ing tight ass dress. I f***ed with that shit heavy. And she would even call me like coming out the shower and stuff like that and sending pictures. And before you say some shit, no, I was not one of those cornballs who whenever a girl says she's gonna go shower, I proceed to say, without me, you get no bitches! So like about a week later, we're in another call and I had to go take out the trash. I was like, all right, I'll be right back. And as I'm walking, I'm like, yo, maybe low-key I should ask her to prom with me. And then I come back and she's just not on the phone. She hung up or something, said I had to go take care of something. I'm like, okay, we'll get him next time. So the next time we're in a call, bro, I say one of the most anime level shits. And it's so crazy. I like start flirting with her again, you know, considering we're like friends. And she was a little bit perplexed by this, but she did kind of give in a little bit. And so then she proceeded to say like, oh yeah, I need to go shower. I did not say without me. She messages me in vanish mode like, she was like, why are you flirting with me again? I thought you said you lost feelings. And really, I just kept it a buck. I was really bullshitting myself. And I said one of the most CW ass type shits that any could say. Listen, I never stopped liking you. I want you. I want you so bad. It hurts. And then she proceeded to say like, I want you too. Like, you know, I really want to fuck with you hard. And I was like, you know what? Let's just start dating, but let's just keep it private. You know, and just not tell anyone, you know, out of respect for your mom. I might have also sold here. So, you know, it's like God keeps sending me redemption chances and I just keep doing the complete opposite of what he wants me to. But she was like, oh, you know, out of respect for my mom, I shouldn't really do that. Yeah, out of respect for your mom. Yeah, you respected her so much, you let this dude essentially stick his tongue down your esophagus, fucking grope your Yeah, you respect your mom so much, man. And you know, she was edging me. Once again, she was like, I really want to kiss you. Let's just do it. And for 20 minutes, she was on board, but I sold. I was like, you know what? F it. Yeah, after school tomorrow, we'll just go outside behind the bleachers and we'll just fucking take care of business. Guys, don't do that shit. If you say some like that, I will personally slap you. And I'll put on a strap on and punish you in the back. Don't do that. But see, this was the worst thing I probably did. As a friend recently told me, bitches don't like to think. When you start talking and you're making them think, you're selling at that point. And guess what? I made this thing. So, you know, then she sent me a voice note of her backing out. She was all like, oh yeah, you know, I'm not trying to like edge you. She was like, yeah, no, because of my mom, yeah, I just can't do it. Like, I'm sorry. I was kind of pressed, you know? I sold twice, 3 times, maybe the biggest. So then a few days later, I'm outside and she comes up to me and she just like, kind of like just hugs my arm. I didn't have any muscles then, so even if she did it now, it'd be cooler. But I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, perfect. So then it's like, all right, time to execute the plan. And so then I was like, hey, will you be my prom date? And then she was like, yeah, I kind of lost feelings. First of all, you didn't even answer my fucking question. Not if you still had feelings or not. I didn't give a fuck about how you felt. Like, what that gotta do with me? What was crazy is that whenever prom day came and I was getting ready, she was messaging me saying some bullshit again. Bro, this girl, like, she needed to be on a short bus at this point. Like, it was bad. And she was saying, like, I really wanted to go to prom with you, but if only you had asked me a month early, my mom probably would have said yes. Like, what? And so then we get to prom, and then for whatever reason, Jamal's coming up because I guess he fumbled his bad also. And I'm like, hey man, it's okay because listen, had I asked 1 month early, I'd have a prom date right now. I believe that. I believed every single last fucking bit of that shit. So a few months pass and we're kind of slightly talking off and on. And this is probably the most toxic part of this story. Like it was already toxic, but this was just I'm not working out. Anyway, it eventually just came down to her simply just not being good for my health and it became toxic as shit. Like, bro, I'm telling you, you know how will kill over some pussy? Bro, it had me to the point where I was becoming like the Joker. Oh, wait, I did. And it was only because she made a TikTok literally talking about like blonde white men while she was dancing or some shit like that. And yeah, I felt like a fucking clown because I was. I decide to ghost her for 2 weeks. It was more so to test her position with me, but also because I was just really done with her ass, man. Like I was on the verge. I just didn't want to have anything to do with her. And guess what? For these 2 weeks, surprisingly enough, she would not stop spamming me. She would send me messages like, Jeff, I miss you. Why are you ignoring me? At 3 a.m. If a girl messages you that at 3 a.m. after you've been ghosting her, you're in. And bro, it was crazy because let me tell you how committed she was. Her mom got into a car wreck and was hospitalized, and she was sitting here snapping me, captioning like, why aren't you speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? Please text me back. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I was Riz Demon. And it gets even better because she was so thirsty to the point where she would start harassing and spamming my friends about where I was or what I was doing or why I was not texting her. I needed to be put into witness protection. It was bad. Like this bitch became psycho, bro, and she was spamming me on every single social I had. She was going after my number, my Snapchat, my Instagram, my TikTok, my goddamn mother email, bro, and then my Discord. This was fiending. So because I still kind of kept tabs on her TikTok, I saw that she was gonna go volunteer at school to pass out books for her club. And so then I had to go collect my books for my orientation, and I was scared that she would be there, that she would be the one handing me my books. But Murphy's Law, she was the one. So I go up there, and so then she calls my name. I'm like, ah! This is what I was wearing that day. Just for reference. And then guess what she does? I'll give you 2 guesses. Does she A, hand me my books like a normal person? Or does she B, end up throwing the books at me and looking like an ass because she almost breaks a teacher's computer and they have to yell at her because she's acting like an ass? So then later that night, she just spammed me like, I don't know why you won't talk to me or what I did, but really, I'm done. Bro. That was not done, bro. Because not even like a week later, she messages me on Discord like, why won't you talk to me? Remember, 6 socials. She was pretty much stalking me. And then, you know, at this point, since she's gone through 6, I'm like, all right, like, let me see what she wants. Because probably she do want me back, you know? If you have to go through my email to talk to me, you know, you better fucking want me back. And so then I give in, and then we're fucking talking and I'm pretty much like, listen, like, I'm done. I don't want to speak to you. Leave me alone. And because we signed up for like the same class, and let me tell you something. If you're ever into a girl and she talks you into signing up for a class that you know you're not gonna with, don't do that. And at the end of that conversation, she was like, all right, yeah, I see. And then she was like, are you gonna beat me the next time you see me? Like, insane. And so then I was like, no, I'm not gonna beat you. You're weird. So I'm done. I'll see you around. And so, you know, happily ever after, right? That's the end of the story. You couldn't be more wrong. That's just the first half. Like, bro, this story is far from over, because what happens next is insane. So yeah, do you want to know how this situationship ends? No worries, because next time, I'm going to explain to you how a racist nearly got me expelled. And trust me, it's the same story.